Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. We are back in the stew, fresh for some new videos. I thought I'd kick this week's video off with doing some ambient and airy melodies for the new Drake project, like tracks like Fair Trade and Girls Want Girls. So that's what we're going to be getting into in today's video. Make sure you stick around and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you stay up to date with the producer content on a weekly basis here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump into this one. Hey. Alright guys, so the first thing I've started out with here is a simple chord progression in Purity here. So I've got a BPM set at 154 and I'm working in A sharp minor. I've got the Vox pad, which is preset 120 in Purity, and this is the chord progression. Whilst this is very simple and formulaic, I've actually gone ahead and added some effects to this. So first thing I actually did on the mixer state for this melody, because I was just played without any effects, was I EQ'd it, took a fair bit of the lows, a little bit of the highs there to give it kind of that submerged radio feel, put a bit of reverb on there, pancake on, wave beat sync like that, and it sounds like this. Which already to me sounds a lot more sort of Drake-esque, and when I say like Drake-esque, the sorts of sounds I'm on about is like these sort of ambient melodies with a lot of like airy sounds. So after I kind of panned the mix on that, EQ'd it and reverbed it, I then went ahead and I actually rendered it out through just doing it on the mixer here, rendered to wave file, and then what I did was I then had this melody here. So how this melody actually changed was I went into the audio editor like this. I pressed Ctrl A and then I right clicked here. This was originally on 48,000. Now I put it down to 10,000, which is going to reduce some of the frequencies and also kind of give that submerged OVO feel. Shouts out to AJ made this, like he put me onto this like probably like 9 months ago when he made a video on it, but it's a really good way of giving your melodies a little bit more of like an authentic feel, so they're not kind of really loud and vibrant. They almost sound a little bit kind of denatured, and because there's less of a frequency spectrum, there's kind of a lower quality feel to it, which is what you're kind of going for with these sorts of melodies. So that's what I did in regard to that. So then finally we came to rendering it out, and this is what it sounds like. So the only thing I did different there is just I put on the halftime, which was in track 1. Yeah, I put the halftime on there. I'll show you the settings I had it on, which is like this. We had it on 1 bar, 2, and we've got the swell up quite a bit to kind of add to what the pancake's doing where it's panning it. We're then gonna make the volume swell, which gives it like more of a dynamic feel there. So that's the only sort of thing I did to kind of give it a slowed down, more of a slowed down feel. So what I've had to do is leave that. I've left that kind of pitched down with the halftime, as you can see. And then next up, I then came in with a synth bass. Now the synth bass I'm using is from Octave Deluxe, real fire. I use this one like a lot. So you guys, if you're a regular watcher of the channel, you'll know that. But the bass roll in 60s here. I've got the low pass filter like halfway down, so we've got some of the highs cut out there because we don't want to be interfering with the mix and the pads as much. So I've got that in, and this is the sort of pattern I came up with here. I'll just play that on its own so you can hear it, and then I'll play it in with the melody so you can get some context. So there we have that, and in combination with the half sped melody, you get something like this, which instantly gives it that kind of Drake feel. And then to make it a little bit more interesting, the progression, what I did was in pattern 1 here, you can see we've got these 2 chords here. So for the most part, the melody that's running is these 2 chords, and then every sort of 16 bars in the last 4, I switch it to this, and I've rendered that as a wave file here, so you'll see the bass correlates with that. and changes also here. So I'll show you what that part of the progression sounds like with it as well. So the first two original notes are the same, but because the chord's changing the second half here, we change the bass with it. That, and then I've also just kind of dotted in these vocal loops. Now I just got this loop off Looperman. And what all I've kind of done is just scalpel tool and just started chopping up bits I wanted, and then I've kind of come up with this different arrangement that kind of spans throughout the whole sort of melody sample. As you can see here, I've like layered up certain parts here, for example. So I'll play that so you can hear sort of the layering. So what I've done in certain vocal parts, I've pitched it up 1200 here, and then I've gone here, I've left this one at the original pitch. I've then took this one and see this is at 24 cents. No, sorry, 2400. So it's 2 octaves higher. So just layering them in. So I'll sort of show you how some of these melody vocal loops sound with the pads and the synth bass. And as you probably heard when I initially showed you the first sample, it sounded different. That's because we've got some effects on it. I'm just going to show you these now. So these are the effects I've put on it. We've got this, literally I haven't made this is just a preset. I think it's radio. Yeah, radio. And I've just turned it down like that. Reverb, took the dry down, took the low cut up there. Just so it doesn't seem as prominent. So then it kind of fits with that airy melody idea with the rest of the beat really. And then I've got a delay just like on 50% dry, 50% wet here on sort of the control of that track. And it's on ping pong mode on this setting. So that's kind of like how I got it to go sort of from this, which was a little bit more prominent and not as ambient. And you can hear that's just, it doesn't fit the vibe, whereas if you go like this, it's way more in the back, way more subtle, and it just is much better. I want to just show you one extra part, because I noticed in some of his tracks, like Fair Trade, with Travis, there's often interludes where there'll be like a love filter, like a low pass filter or something on, or like a LFO filter. So I added an extra melody here, so you can just hear that. It's just in Omnisphere here, and it's just in Play Me Forever keyboard. And I'll just play that with everything else. And I might go into depth a little bit more if I end up doing a structural part here. But yeah, that's pretty much all the melodies covered there. Alright, so now I want to get into some drums, so I'm going to just go into... I'm going to use this 808 here, the Easy 808, and I'm also going to get some basic drums in. Most of these are from the Colours kit or the Phantom kit. If you guys want to check it out, it's linked in the description. So firstly, I think we're just going to start with a snare, or the submarine snare. That's just for layering. I'm going to use this one, I think, just take that up a little bit more. That'll do. I'll just put that in like a standard sort of pattern there, like that. I'm just going to select these over. And then with the submarine snare, I'm just going to kind of use it as a counter snare, like this. Now we get the drums, I'm just going to go ahead and just briefly EQ this for the sake of not having the drums too loud. Just layer up this tight snare with the low snare like this. So that's pretty simple. We can use this shaker hi-hat here from the Phantom drum kit. Just pop a quick two-step in and we'll add some little rolls here and there. I'm just going to go in, shift D these, and then just figure out where I'm gonna control U here. And I'm gonna put another one here. And here. So I'll use that as a basic pattern here. Alt R, just to randomize the velocities a bit. Now let's get this kick in. So I've got the My Way kick, and I've boosted the shit out of it. And that is in the mystery drum kit. I'm just going to put this little reverse perk in here. Drums. Just a nice little texture there. That's crazy. So I think just to finish it off, we'll put in this Easy 808 from the Phantom drum kit here. Really kind of not a lot of high end, really not kind of pushing it too much. We will kind of just want it to blend a little bit, because to be honest, when I was listening to some of the 808s here, they're not that prominent really. So I'm not going to really go over the top with this. That's Chord, just as it is. So yeah, structurally I was going to talk about the bridge. So now pretty much the basics of the drums are done. I'm going to just put in this little bridge here. So something I noticed with some of these songs is they'd have like a little like filter pass here. So just bang on the, I just like to use Fruity Love filter. You can use any third-party plugin or whatever you want to use. I've just kind of got accustomed to using Fruity Love filter. So here I'm going to just go in and we'll just get in a triangle low pass LFO. So we've got that on there, and what I'm going to do, have it like this. So yeah, in regard to this beat, I would say like structurally, got the intro here. Now something I want to show you guys that I did just to kind of start this beat off to give it a unique feel, because it's probably like the last part of the video here. So you can kind of see the structure, like really, this is the intro, this could be a hook, and then this could be a verse here, and then we could loop back round. But yeah, I want to show you this extra little part I did. So I was messing around with those vocals, and I basically came up with this idea here. So all in all, like the total sample has that nice little intro in there, just like in some of Drake's songs, he has like a little kind of soulful intro or whatnot. So this is sort of how it sounds when it transitions from that to the pad and the synth bass. So it's just really smooth, really nice. And then in regards to like rise and effects, we're not really going to do too much of that because the beats are quite simple when it comes to, especially drum wise, when it comes to beats like this. So yeah, that's pretty much the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did and you want to go ahead, help out the channel, go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff, so we can keep growing this community that we're building here. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I'll play you guys a final preview of it, and I'll catch you in the next beat. Yo, Jadeb, send that pack.